Hey guys, it's Dave and Julie, and today we're answering the question on many people's minds, which is, when is the housing market going to crash?
On today's Did You Know show, we are talking about the recent spike in that very question, when is the market going to crash? Google reported that there was an increase of close to 2,500% last month in that particular question.
Yeah, so that question is clearly on the minds of many Americans and consumers out there. And, you know, it's rightly so, because the last time we saw this hot of a market, you know, this much price appreciation was back in 2004, 2005, 2006. And we all know what happened shortly after that, the big housing crash. So people are asking the question, they're kind of putting the two markets side by side, and they think what's going to happen next is reminiscent of what happened before. But that's not always the case.
So according to the chief economist at CoreLogic, he says we've got an acute shortage of supply on the market for sale at the same time that record low mortgage rates are driving the appetite to buy by millennials and Gen Xers. Also, there are about half as many homes actively listed for sale compared with this time a year ago, according to Realtor.com. So that has caused competition to ignite to the point where buyers are more likely to find themselves in bidding wars.
So what do you guys think out there? Do you think these bidding wars for homes will continue over the course of this year and into next? Or do you think the housing market's going to crash? Let's take a look at what the chief economist for Redfin says about where he thinks this market's going to go. The housing market is more competitive than we ever seen, but a couple indicators are causing it to ask whether we're nearing a peak in terms of how fast the demand and prices can continue to grow. Sellers' asking prices may be starting to flatten in what so far appears to follow a typical seasonal pattern. He also sees the decline in mortgage purchase applications as a sign that some people are dropping out of the market because there's a lack of affordable homes for sale. If that's the case, we are not in the midst of a runaway home price speculation or housing bubble. So given what we're seeing in today's rapid appreciation market, I can understand why people want to assume the housing market could crash in the near future. But if you remember back in 2006 and 7, that market was fueled by basically bad loans, which increased the ability of anybody to go out and get a mortgage. So anybody could buy a house at that moment in time. Right now it's the complete opposite. We just have a lack of supply of homes on the market. That's the main differentiating factor between both of the real estate markets that we're seeing right now.
Yes, many chief economists in our industry are in agreement on this topic. According to the National Association of Realtors chief economist, Lawrence Yun, he says this is not a bubble, it's simply a lack of supply.
We'd love to hear what you have to think about this topic. Do you think we are headed for a housing crash, or do you agree with a lot of the economists that we've quoted in the article? Please let us know. Comment down below, and we'd love to hear your feedback.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you'd like to tune in to next week's Did You Know show, please hit the subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you next time.